Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Paula and I help you build a spectacular personal brand. This is what I would do if I was just starting my personal brand in 2023. Let's go. If I were just starting my personal brand, I would get clear first from the get-go how I was going to monetize. Not because I would start monetizing immediately, but because it will help me in arranging what I had to do to get monetized. So for example, if I was interested in courses or I wanted to sell services, how I would create my content would be different, right? And getting clear on who I wanted to sell would have also helped me with content still. It would have helped me speak in a way that would be relatable, that will help me achieve my goals faster. So if you're just starting out, don't make the mistake I did. Try to take a few seconds to get clear on what you want, how you want to serve, and how you eventually want to get paid. The mistake I made when I started out, because I started on YouTube, was thinking that I was going to get monetized really quickly. And when that didn't happen, it sort of destabilized me. And that was because I didn't do sufficient research. For me to understand, I started on YouTube, but in 2 years, that gave me more opportunities than ever, and I still wasn't monetized. So it will give you a lot of opportunities, but you've got to figure out how you want to start getting paid. I know that this channel will eventually get monetized because I'm not going to stop at all. I'm still going to be here serving and helping. So at some point we're going to get monetized, but in the meantime, in the past 2 years, I've made money from classes, from programs, from courses, from doing the work for people. And so I know that you can absolutely build out a business, but you've got to have a plan, and that will make things easier for me. For me, it was a lot of falling and getting up and falling, and that's why this channel is entirely dedicated to making sure that doesn't happen to you. So, but if I was starting now, knowing everything that I do know, I'm going to have a plan, right? A realistic plan, not the kind of plan that I had. Now, the next thing that I would do is start putting out a shitload of content, and not just blasting out content just randomly. I would have a plan for that too. The secret is to have a plan for everything. So my plan would be, now that I know who I'm trying to talk to and I know the product, maybe not the particular product, but I know the timeline, I have a realistic road for how they're going to pay me in the future, I'm going to start serving in every way I can now, free of charge. Because what content does is it proves to people your staying capacity. If you post for a month and you go, you're gone. You post and you stay consistent for a year, you will make money whether you like it or not. Now, I will stay consistent with my content. I will make sure that I go deep with my content, because fluff is everywhere. But I need them to know as quickly as possible that I'm not fluff, that I'm not here to just skim the surface or repeat what everybody is saying in the industry. I will speak with my own voice. That's the third thing that I would do, but all concerning content. If I were just starting my personal brand now, none of those generic trying to be easy enough to swallow. I would speak up with my own voice. Also, wouldn't allow my self-consciousness to put me back, because there were days when I wanted to get on video but I wasn't feeling pretty enough. There were days when I knew that I should use my voice in my reels or in my content. I should use my voice more, and I was so self-conscious about what my voice sounded like. All of those things I would not allow to keep me back. I would go all out with content, from the audio to the video to the post. I will go crazy. So if you're just starting out, your content. Now, the great thing about content is it gets better the more you do it. It's like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the better it gets. The more you create content, the better you get at creating content. The more you speak up and talk about your ideas, the better you get at understanding and articulating your ideas. So the secret is in the doing, right? And I know that now. So if I were just starting my brand in 2023, I will go straight to the doing. If you're just starting out, make sure you check out all my other videos, because they're just primarily to help you get doing. So now the next thing I would do is put up a website for my brand. Now, I'm not saying you have to put up a website immediately. When I started out, I made the mistake of putting out a website immediately, but that was even before I knew who I was here for, before I knew how I was going to get money from it. And so what happened as a result was I was speaking so many things, my messaging was not clear, and also I was not able to maintain the blog because financially nothing was coming in, and then I was spread out and I did not have the capacity, the mental capacity. I didn't understand what I needed to do to create on multiple platforms. So since all of that is out of the way now, I would still open a website, but it would be so targeted, messaging clear and direct, what I would be putting out, my schedule. I would not be, I would not be playing with it. I would treat it like an office, and I would reach out for collabs. That's the next thing I would do if I was just starting out. I would reach out for collabs immediately. All of that waiting for when you have 1,000 followers or 5,000 or 10,000, none of that if I was starting out. And if you're starting out or you've allowed this hold you back before now, even if you have 200 followers, if you have 200 followers, find somebody who has 200 followers and get on a live session with them. If you have 200 followers, find somebody, even the people that have 500 followers, they need activity. Check what you can give somebody, then go to them with that thing and ask them for something back. I get exposed to the people on your page, you get exposed to the people on my page, and our audience grows. The more people that know you, the better. Even if they don't follow you now, next time they see you, they'll mark you. Next time they see you, they'll mark you, and that's how it just builds. It's just little blocks that you just keep putting on top of each other. And so when you think one tiny block doesn't matter and you throw it away, and the next tiny block doesn't matter and you throw it away, before you know it, you're still on foundation level because you didn't put one block on top of the other. So don't ignore these things. So I would reach out for collabs immediately. I'll move with audacity. And that was my word for last year. I loved it because it allowed me to move with audacity. But if I was just starting out now, again, I will be confident in my ability. It's not about the number of my followers. It's about what I bring to the table and what I can help your followers do. Then finally, I would not be scared to share my content. I spent so much time creating content that I was too afraid to share. I was too afraid to tell people about it, so they wouldn't think I was talking about my stuff too much. If I were starting now, I would go all out with creating content and distributing them. On my Instagram, I will tell them about my newsletter. On my newsletter, I will tell them about my free resource. On my free resource, I will tell them about my YouTube channel. Everything is going to be interrelated because it's all me serving. And so if I serve you best by watching my YouTube videos, you'll be always on YouTube. But if I serve somebody best by the little nuggets and the tools and tricks and tips that I give in my newsletter, then they will always be there. Or if somebody prefers short form content, I'm on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. So all of those things come together to make sure people understand the essence of my brand. They understand my mission. They are aligned with my goals and my messaging, such that if they see something that comes that doesn't look like me, it'll be like, that's not the Paula I know. That's what you're trying to do with your personal brand. You're trying to serve, you're trying to help, you're also trying to make a statement, take up space, because opportunities look for people that are visible, right? And your goal with your personal brand is to be visible. If you love this video, give it a thumbs up. Please drop your questions, your comments, all of that. I really want to help, but I need to know how. So if you want me to make a video on anything, drop it in the comments. You can reach out to me directly. You can send me a DM on Instagram. All my handles are in the description. If you're not subscribed to this page yet, please do. And you can join the newsletter community. On that newsletter, I send out all the things that help me be more productive with my brand, and it will help you too. So join the community any way you can, and I'll see you in the next video.